It works on kind of on the board that I just talked about a second ago. There's also an app, and it also works in the internet browser. There are still a few changes between the app and the app version and the browser version. Now, I'm quite conscious that lots of you at the moment probably haven't got the app installed on your device. So today we're just going to look at the browser version, and then I will show you elements of the app as well, so you can go and kind of explore that at a different time. There's an auto draw feature, so you can kind of, those of you who aren't very good at drawing, it's really good for that because it kind of recognizes what you're drawing and creates it and turns it into like a real picture. You can search directly from the web, so you can attach documents to it. You don't have to keep coming out of Jamboard to go back into it again. You can give picture feedback, so there's like stickers that you can use to kind of say well done on things, and again that's great for when you're collaborating. You can see it connects to meetings, which is what we're doing now. And like I said, we can upload files from the device and put them straight onto the board so the children can explore. So loads and loads of features that it has, despite being quite a basic product. This is just a few things you can see here of kind of what it does. So like I said, lots of collaboration and teamwork involved. Really nice for kind of sharing ideas. So if you ask a question at the beginning of the lesson, like, what did you learn yesterday? Every child can kind of explore it. And again, it will just come up on your board. So everyone's kind of working at the same time. It's making it visible for everybody. It allows you to be creative. Just so many things that you can do here with this product. So I'm going to give you a quick demo of how this works. So when you open Jamboard and you open a new document, it basically looks like this. So very similar to kind of slides, hasn't changed there at all. So the most important things that you kind of need to know at the moment is you can change the background. So you can have dots. So great for kind of maths work. You can have lines, amazing for writing. You can have squares. And then obviously you can just have kind of blank backgrounds as well. I actually tend to just use the white or the lines or the squares, really, to be honest. So that's a really good kind of background. And then there's options to kind of clear the frame. So if you make a mistake, you don't want it anymore, you can just completely clear it. If you click this button here, you can see all of the slides at one time. So again, you can kind of click through. You'll see some of the ones I'm going to go through in a minute. Again, you can sort of reorganize. You can add slides in the middle. So just loads of nice things that you can do with that. And again, if you click these three dots, you can duplicate them so you don't have to keep redoing them. And then the main tool that you need to use is kind of this sidebar here. So the first one, so I'm going to use a stylus, but again, you don't have to. First one's like a pen. So you can select the pen, you can draw different colors. So that's the main pen. You've got a slightly thicker pen, like a paintbrush more like. You've got a highlighter. And then kind of a light wash, I suppose, over the top of any writing that you wanted to do. So again, you could use that as a bit of a highlighter as well. If you make a mistake, there's a rubbing out tool. So again, just going to rub out, get rid of it. Obviously, that's your kind of main cursor. So when you're not using those products and you want to those bits and you don't want to use it, you've just got your cursor so you can still click on things. You've got a post-it note. Now, this is probably the most useful thing. This is probably the thing I use the most, the sticky notes. And again, you can change the colors of the sticky notes. So let me just put hello. And you can change the colors. Good thing about this is that if you, all you have to do is to get to the next post-it note, you just literally click enter or press save, and it doesn't take you out of it. And you can just post loads and loads of post-it notes and then reorganize them afterwards. There's also a clear one. So if you can't type directly onto Jamboard unless you're doing it through the other the writing tool. So sometimes I just write on a sticky note in white, so that you can just pop that there like that and then move it about. There you go. Oh, there we go. And then the other things you can do, you can add an image. So if I wanted to upload an image from my device, I can press it there. You can also use the Google image search. So if I put in dog and press search, I want a nice picture of a dog to put in. There we go. I'm just going to delete that for a minute. There we go. So I can insert images. What else can I do here? So I can also upload things from Google Drive. So if I wanted to, I could select something to add on to that, or I can choose a recent document that I've got, and there's probably hundreds of the things there, so I'm not going to do that yet. So that is the main elements of the web version of Jamboard. Now what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to come out of present mode for a minute. What I'm going to do now is I'm just going to quickly show you the difference between that and the app. The app has a few more features, which I'm just going to present to you now. So my app goes a bit crazy because my whole year group's Jamboards come up. So I'm just going to start a blank. No, that's not the right one. Just going to start a blank document. Apologies. Oh, that's in the way. There we go. So I'm going to create a new blank document. And then now you can see that if I click my pen, there's something called the assistive drawing tools. So I'm going to click that. And I'm going to choose to start with, I'm just going to show you the text one. So if I typed in, if I was doing writing and I typed in hello, it would turn my writing into text. And then that allows me to then move it around. So that's one thing that it does. It also draws shapes. So if I'm not very good at drawing shapes accurately, I could just do this and it would turn my stuff into shapes. So it has lots of shapes there that I could turn it into. Great for straight lines as well. So if you wanted to put straight lines, if you wanted to make a table in Jamboard, it's great for that kind of thing. Because again, otherwise you can't do that. And then this one, which is probably my favorite one of all, especially if you're not very good at drawing, is you can draw kind of something that you think, and then you can something that you think it's going to look like, and then you can choose one at the bottom that's going to be like what you intended it to be. So there's a nice house there. If I wanted a dog, actually that's, oh, I don't know what my dog skills are going to be like here. Probably isn't going to recognize this. It's going to be so bad. No, didn't recognize that. So I'm not very good at drawing. I'll try a cat instead, shall I? It's really hard doing it when it's not in tablet mode. Ooh. This really isn't liking my drawing today. No. But again, you kind of get the gist of it. That's just a reflection on my terrible drawing rather than anything else. And then again, same tools with the rubber, but this time you can clear the content on the frame from this part rather than along the top. I think I'm probably going to do that as a reflection of my terrible drawing. And then this one is like if you're using this for kind of online learning or you're recording any videos or anything, this one's just like a laser pointer. So you can circle some important information and it just disappears after a few seconds. And then the other things here that you can do is you can actually insert pictures and drive content. So if, for example, I had a document that I wanted to share on here. Let's see what I've got here. I've had a lot of videos and things sent to me today. Let's choose. I'll just show you this. This one's fine. So if I wanted to post kind of a picture or a link to, so that's a link to a slides document, then what the children can do, if that was a reading task, for example, the children can just then click on this and expand it. And it just makes it bigger and then they can see it. So yeah, so that's kind of the main features of this, really. Now, what I want to do is I want to make this session kind of as interactive as possible, really. So what I'm going to get you to do now is I'm going to give you a task to do. So I'm going to share in the comments this document. And I want you to have a go at just playing around with this, really. So we're all going to collaborate on this one document. So this is another feature of Jamboard. So up to 50 people can edit this document at any one time. I'm just going to stop presenting for a minute. I'm going to post it up in the comments again. Hopefully this works. And then all you need to do is click the link, open the Jamboard, and then you can have a go just at the first slide. Have a go at seeing if you can add your birthday to our line. If it's not working, please just let me know in the comments. I'm hoping it is. This is actually the first live lesson I've done. So just if it doesn't work, please just let me know. I can see it's working, so that's great. Well done, Nikki. First one on the board. Now I'm going to present this just so it's on the screen. And then once you've done that, if you've got any more questions that of things I haven't covered, or, you know, if you've used Jamboard before and you could just kind of, if you want to pop them in, I'll try and make sure I cover them during the session at some point. I'm just going to make mine as well. Got lots of December birthdays, haven't we? Really nice. Thank you. Right. Okay. So that's great. So what I want you to do now is, can you now go in that Jamboard onto the second slide? What I thought would be nice to do is have a quick game of Pictionary, because I just thought this is just another way of showing you how we can collaborate on the same document at the same time. So you can imagine how this would work in the classroom. So you would be obviously leading from the front here, getting a child up. You could, you know, whisper in their ear something that you want them to draw, and then all the other children can use the Post-it notes to have a guess at what they think it is. It kind of takes away that kind of shouting out and complete chaos that happens. It's quite, and again, you can use it for kind of things like silent debates and things like that. So I just think this really is quite a nice thing to do. So we already know that my drawing skills are not amazing, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a go. So if you'd like to use a Post-it note to try and guess what I am drawing, I'll try and make this one easy to start with. Now I'm going to give you the clue of it's a film. Someone was a bit early with that one. Well done, Lion King. Good answer. Great job. Well done. So you can see at the top here, I can see who's on this document. Now that will only work if we're on a like Leo Academy Trust domain. If there was people outside of the domain, it would come up with like random names. So there was one like leopard gecko, and that's just Google's way of kind of protecting names and things. But obviously we're all on the same domain, so that's why I can see your names. And in a classroom situation, you would be able to see as well. Now I can see the kind of, you can see that we're all kind of color coded, so I can keep track of who's doing who's doing what. So I can see this Lion King one here was done by D here, just by seeing who's the colours at the top. So there's another really nice one. I'm going to clear the frame now so that it's blank again. And I'm hoping I can see some faces. Is there anybody else that wants to have a go now at drawing? I'm putting you on the spot here, but if there is anybody that wants to draw, put your hand up and I'll, or just put it in the comments so you'll have a go and I'll let you take over. Anyone? No? Okay. All right, then I suppose I'll do another one then. I'll do one more. Is there anybody else that wants to go? Okay, Nikki. Thank you, Nikki. Right, Nikki, we're ready for you. Anything you want, really. Oh. So it's a fruit. Is it a pear? No, it's not a pear. Yay, apple. Well done. Good. Okay, so hopefully you can see now kind of how that works. So just a really nice, great for starters and things like that as well, aren't they? So just sort of play around with that with your kids. You can be as kind of adventurous as you want with that, really. So what we're going to, Linda, do you want to go? I can see you waving at me. Do you want to go? You need to unmute your microphone because I can't hear you. At the bottom, Linda. If you can't get your microphone off, Linda, you can just type in the chat. I'll come back to you in a minute, Linda. All right. If you want to play again or have any questions, just let me know. All right. So hopefully that's kind of given you a really quick overview of Jamboard. What I'm going to do now is if you can just come back to kind of so you can see me if you haven't done so already. I'm just going to again now just take you back to my other page. And I thought now what I just wanted to show you was a few ideas I've actually used in the classroom. So hopefully you can see this screen now. Yeah, you can. So hopefully now, so these are some examples that kind of I just thought were just nice ways of using Jamboard. So what I've done here, so those of you in Key Stage 1, all I've done here is I have used the snipping tool to snip things from Twinkle, and then all I've done, because you can literally, if you know how to use the snipping tool, so those of you that don't, on a kind of Windows computer, there is just a tool in your, if you search snipping tool, it's already pre-installed on your computer. If you have a Chromebook, snipping is Control Shift and then the little square at the top with the 2 lines. And then I'm trying to think of other devices. If you have a Mac, it's Command Shift and 4. I think that's all the ones I can remember on the spot. But that's so you can literally snip anything, and once it's snipped, it automatically copies it onto your clipboard, and then you can just literally paste it onto the Jamboard. So you can do that with anything. So obviously I've got Little Red Riding Hood here. So a Little Red Riding Hood, the children, all they have to do is they can use their, if you're on a touch screen, you can just use your finger. If you're on on a touchpad, you can just move your mouse around and move it all around. But they can literally just put the story in order. And again, think about how much time this will save you on printing, cutting, laminating. It's just a really quick way of one of those. It's one of those tasks that it's really effective in the classroom because you know it works really well for your kids, but actually for you, it just takes a really long time, and using Jamboard will just save you that time to do that. So that's the kind of Little Red Riding Hood one. The next one, those of you who are in Key Stage 2, these are a couple of lessons that I've used in my class. So spelling lessons, I just think Jamboard is just amazing for. You teach the word, you know, like you do normally, and then again, instead of getting giving them a task where they've got to manipulate it on the table, they can just manipulate it on here. So they're using prefixes and suffixes to add to the root word friend. They just get their post-it note, choose their colour, and they can type in their word, click save, and then they can just add it on to their tree. And yeah, so that's just another one that they could do. The other ones, another spelling sort of one that's good, and again can be good in Key Stage 1 and Key Stage 2 with phonics as well. So we're doing the SC word, and they've been given a clue. Again, I've just copied this kind of from Twinkle. So again, a lot of the stuff's already there. Put it onto the Jamboard, mixed up the word, and then all they have to do is move the post-it note and put the word in order. My class absolutely loves stuff like this. It's been really, really effective. And then maths. So again, I think maths was kind of the more difficult one to kind of think of ideas for. But I think the more we've got used to it, the easier it's kind of been. This is a really great one. So again, like instead of using those kind of digit cards, the manipulatives, they can manipulate the slides. So what different numbers can you make? So they can put the numbers on here. They can then use kind of the drawing tool to write the number down. Now again, I'm just gonna on 308, and then they can just keep manipulating. Actually, that's not even the right answer, is it? Because it's a decimal one. So it's 13 point. Oh, I'm having a bit of trouble with the touch screen on my device. There we go. So now you've got 31.08, and then etc. You can just keep moving the numbers around, creating it. So very kind of great for kind of those learners that will benefit from that. And then another one here, put the sentences together. So like SPAG sort of lesson. This is about subordinating clauses. So so you can play on your Chromebook once you have finished your homework. And again, they can just move it around. And again, those little tiny tasks that could take ages preparing for can really be really be done quickly, and are just as effective, if not more effective, using Jamboard. Another one, again, in lessons in Key Stage 2, your kind of standard highlighting the features lesson just makes it a little bit more fun by having it on here. Again, they can use the kind of highlighting tool to highlight all the different parts of the document. So that's another really nice one. And then now, that's kind of it all in a sort of nutshell, really. If you are using distance learning and you want to use Jamboard, I'm just going to give you a bit of a tip. I know that some of you aren't using Google Classroom. So that makes the Jamboard things a little bit more difficult, because obviously you could get them to collaborate all on one, but then obviously you are then trusting them in that situation not to delete things and things like that. And again, that takes a bit of training. But what you can do, a bit of a top tip here, is you see the toolbar at the top here, where you've got jamboard.google.com. You see at the end there, it says viewer. If you delete all of that and you put in a copy and you highlight it, when you put that onto your distance learning, just need to change my slide again. Sorry, it's a bit annoying actually. When you put that onto your distance learning site as like a link, when they click on the link, it asks you whether you want to make a copy of the document. So then you can make a copy of it, and it will save it into their like My Drive as such, and then they can just email it to you, and it's kind of already there and done. So that's kind of how that works. I've just seen there's a question. So when sharing a document out to class, if the children edit the Jamboard, does it come up on everybody's Jamboard? If you do what I've just said and press that copy one, no, it doesn't. If you don't do that and you just post the link to your original document, Daniel, then it will send that document out, and they will all be able to edit it. You'll just need to make sure that if you are getting them to all collaborate on one Jamboard for whatever reason, when you're in Drive, you need to click that button that says Get Shareable Link. I'll just show you that quickly. Let me just find a random Jamboard document to show you. Oh, come on. So once you've got your Jamboard in your Drive, and if you want everybody to collaborate on the same one, you click this button here that says Get Shareable Link. You turn your link sharing on, and then you can tell, at the moment, anyone can view the document. You go to your sharing settings, and then you can change the access here. So I can do this so that anyone at Leo can edit, can comment, or can view. So if I wanted them all to edit on one, I would press that one. That's how that works. Are there kind of any other questions? Can I just redo the copy? Yep, absolutely fine. So just copy of this again. I'll just go into this one. So here at the end, so when you're editing a Jamboard, you'll see here, oh, hold on, you can't see this yet. Apologies, hold on. Bear with me. That one. Sorry, apologies. So when you're in this, this can work in any document, but you can see here at the end of your search bar at the top, can you see at the end there's a /, and at the moment it says edit slide. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I'm editing it. But if I delete that end part that says edit and change it to copy, I can then use that link and copy it. And then when I paste it, I can then paste it. If I just show you on this one, it will.
Sorry, Cheryl, I can't see what you're doing.
You can't see what I'm doing?
No.
Okay. Can you see my bar at the top? I'm just sort of quite conscious of whether you can actually see the bar. No, I apologise. Okay, let me see if I can think of a way of doing that. Let me present my entire screen and you might be able to see it. Okay. Okay. In this now, can you see the top of my internet browser? Sorry, I just got back to the comments. Can you see it? Yes, right, okay. We'll try again. Okay, so I'll just do that one more time now. Right. Okay, so you can see my screen now, so we're good. So I'll try again. Yeah, so at the top here, you can see there, it says / edit slide. So that's what I'm doing at the moment. I am editing. So then if I just delete that part that says / and press delete, and then if I just type in literally the words copy, this works in any Google Doc, any G Suite tool. So it works in slides, docs, anything, and Jamboard. So if there's anything you want to copy over, this is really great. So you press that, you type in that word copy, then you highlight the link and copy it, and then you can paste that like on your distance learning site or anything like that. And then when the children click on that link, it will come up like that, copy document. would you like to make a copy? They click make a copy. That's then their own copy. And then they work on that on their own, and then they can submit that to you by email or however it is that you're getting children to submit work to you. And that's literally it. So are there any other questions about that before we move on? Okay, great. Now, what we're going to do now then is I'm just going to leave it open now for you, really, just to have a play with Jamboard. So what I would like you to do is on the collaborative Jam document that I've sent you, what I've done is I've just given the next few slides a number. If you can just pop your name or using a post-it note or writing it on just next to your number, and then what I would like you to do is just have a go at, you can either, so I did set some tasks, so I've put, you could either like make a phonics activity for like the A sound, for example. You could make a fluency task for kind of shape work. You can make a reading task. It's kind of up to you, really, but to be honest, it's just the time now for you to just have a play around. And then please just let me know if you've got any questions along the way. You can either just pop it in the comments. I'll just keep an eye on it. And yeah, that's kind of the basics of Jamboard. So yeah, have a play.
Thanks, Cheryl.
Not a problem at all.